This has got to be one of the funniest TV license letters I covered. Don't get me wrong, they still try and scare you. I'll tell you why it's funny. You can catch the TV license goons knocking on your door even if you ain't at home with a video doorbell. Have a look at the top ones that I recommend using the link on the screen. Hi, it's me again, and one of you brilliant people sent me in this letter. I covered this last year. I did talk about this letter last year, and I thought it was dead and buried because I made a mockery of it, right? But no, it's back. So have you received a letter from TV licensing recently asking if you will be in on a specific date? This one says, look, will you be in on the 26th of January? They're trying to scare you. They're trying to make you think that an enforcement officer's coming on that date. So if you've received this letter and you're a bit concerned about this because you're new to the whole TV licensing thing, you're in the right place. I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to let you know everything you need to know about it. And spoiler for you, don't worry. Let's have a look. As there is no record of a TV license at your address, you should expect a visit from an enforcement officer. Oh no, on the 26th of January, I'm going to get a visit from an enforcement officer. Oh. It may be on the 26th of January or on another day. Well, why say, will you be in on the 26th of January then? If you are caught watching a recording live TV on any channel or device, you could face a fine of up to £1,000 plus any legal costs and or compensation you may be ordered to pay. The same applies if you're caught downloading or watching BBC programmes on iPlayer. So let's break this bit down then, okay? So this person doesn't have a television licence who sent me this letter because they don't require a television licence, much like myself. The television licence, if you're new to this, it's not based on whether you own a telly or not. I know it's called a telly licence, but it's not what it's based on. It's based on what you use your equipment to do. So if you watch or record anything that's being broadcast or use BBC iPlayer, you do require a television licence. But I don't. I don't do any of those things. I still watch Channel 3, I just use ITVX. I still watch Channel 4, I just use all four to watch it on catch-up, not as it's being broadcast. I watch all the streaming apps. I live on YouTube. I live on Netflix. No problem at all. You can watch all of that without a telly license. If you want to know more, there is a video down below of all the stuff you can watch. Give it a look. So this person doesn't require one. So how is it okay to send them this letter scaring them? And what I find funny about it is, will you be in on the 26th of January? So if you know they're coming on the 26th of January, all you do is tell your husband or whatever to not answer the door to anyone on the 26th. Or you go shopping or go visit your mates or make sure you're at work that day. Will you? Absolute nonsense. Now, the reason this is one of the funniest ones is because when this was doing the rounds last year, I was sent this probably 200-300 times. Now, I followed up with as many people as I could who sent me this letter for the date that it said on the top. And I asked them, I said, did they come on that day? Let me know. Not one. Not one person said, yeah, no, they actually turned up on that day. No. Why would they tell you? Why would they tell you? They're enforcement officers. They like the element of surprise. They're not going to tell you, are they? So they're just liars. They're just straight lying to you. And that's why they put it maybe on the 26th or on another day. Now, the other point we need to talk about here, it says, if you are caught watching or recording live TV on any channel device, you can face a fine up to £1,000 plus any legal costs. That is true. You can get in trouble and the maximum fine is £1,000. Rarely given out. The average fine is about 150. But yeah, it is possible. But it says if you are caught. Now, they call themselves enforcement officers because they want to scare you into thinking they're important. They're door-to-door salesmen. Most people call them goons. They don't have any powers. Go on the TV licensing website, you'll see. They don't have any powers at all. They're not police, they're not bailiffs. But they call themselves enforcement officers because they want to sound scary and important. If you are caught watching, there's only one way they can catch you watching it. Now, I never condone watching stuff you shouldn't be watching if you don't have a telly license. I never do. But there's only one way they would know, and that's if you tell them. They knock on your door and you tell them, or you let them in to have a look at your telly. They don't have any powers. You don't have to do that. Right? So there's one way to deal with the goons. There's only one correct way to deal with one of these goons that knock on your door. So knock on your door. Yeah, hello, who are you? Hello, I'm from TV licensing. And you go, no thanks, mate. You just close the door. Be polite, but firm. You don't have to let them in. You don't have to engage with them. Ignore the fact they're called an officer. You know, I'm a burger enforcement officer, so I'm going to go to McDonald's tomorrow and enforce my burger need. I need free burgers. You must let me back there. No, it doesn't work like that. You're not an enforcement officer. You're a door-to-door salesman with no powers at all. Just close the door, say no thank you, and they will toddle off and find easier prey. That's it. That's all they can do. They can't do anything else. Detective vans are a myth. They have no other option than to walk away from your property. How can they possibly know what you're doing in your property unless you tell them or you let them in? Close the door, say no thank you. And if you don't believe me, this is a thing. There's a playlist below of goon videos. You'll find the playlist on the channel. And it's just people doing that. Just closing the door, saying no thank you. Because you're perfectly within your rights to do so on your own property. So don't be scared by it. They're just trying to scare you. They're just trying to scare you. And it carries on trying to scare you. Look. We visit around 5,000 addresses a day. Our officers again, visit an address every 10 seconds. Nah, I don't believe that. Day, evening, even weekends. And if no one answers, they can come back. Does that not sound threatening? Again, it's a threat, right? If no one answers, we will come back. We're going to send the boys round. How do they get away with it? I fail to understand how they get away with these letters. Stop a visit before it's too late. Buy a TV. It's funny how buying a TV license always seems to stop these enforcement visits, isn't it? Move an existing license or tell us you don't need a license. There you go, right at the end, right? This person doesn't require a television license. And right at the end of the letter, it says, tell us you don't need a license. Why not at the top? They're assuming they're assuming this person is doing something they shouldn't be doing, right? We're going to send the boys around because you don't have a TV license at your address. They don't need a TV license at their address because they're not watching anything that's been broadcast, recording anything that's been broadcast, or using iPlayer. Why can't you put that at the top of your letter? You know, we want to send the boys round to sell you a license. But if you don't need a license, you can ignore this, don't worry. Why doesn't it say that? Why isn't right at the bottom? And it's not clear. They are just trying to scare you into paying for something you may not need. And the sad thing is, it does work. It does work. And it's wrong, isn't it? You tell me that's right. It's just wrong, isn't it? Now, you can tell them you don't need a license. You can go on the website, give them a call and do a thing called a no license needed declaration. I've done it myself for a few years. I don't do it anymore. And that will cut down on most of the shitty letters that you get. But it won't stop them all. You still get the odd one here and there, and it definitely won't stop you getting a visit. If anything, you might be more likely to get a visit if you do the no license needed exemption form, because they know you're a talker. They know you want to engage with them. And they've got this thing where they reckon 1 in 8 people who say no license needed actually do need one. So we have to send one of the boys round just to double check. It's not going to stop anything. So I don't see the benefits of doing it anymore. So I did do it in the past, but now I just don't see the benefits in doing that anymore. A bit of change of heart in it. But it's up to you if you want to do it. You can. You have to do it every 2 years for some reason. That's their rule. I don't have to tell Netflix every 2 years that I don't want a subscription, but apparently you have to tell them every 2 years. Or you could just ignore. You're perfectly within your rights to ignore these letters and to ignore them when they knock on your door. You don't even have to open the door. Shout, who are you? TV license, go away. Or use a video doorbell or something. You don't have to engage with them at all. They are trying to scare you into paying for something you may not need. That is their main sales tactic. Netflix try and sell you a subscription based on some of the content they have. We've got tons of content, great films, you'll love it. Sign up, have a free trial, blah, blah, blah. No. The BBC use intimidation to sell you a subscription to their service. And I don't get how they get away with it. I just don't understand. I always enjoy the stamp they put on their official letters as well. Look, enforcement visit approved, officer. I love that. Absolute joke. What's it even mean? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? How they get away with it, I don't know. And why are they assuming guilt? I don't know. Why are they not giving you the full information that you may not need a television license right at the top of the letter? I don't know. Do you know? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in the letters, I've got a big playlist of the letters. Go and have a look on my channel. Big playlist of all the letters. And if you've received a letter you think I'd like to talk about, check the playlist first. Make sure I haven't already done it. If I haven't, send it over and I can talk about it and hopefully help some more people. Because loads of people get these letters, they're new to it, they Google it and they stumble across these videos and hopefully get some help they may have needed, because these letters aren't as scary as they make out. They're empty threats and I don't know how they get away with it. I really don't. Do you? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Because that way, hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon when ta-da.